Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on both DraftKings and Yahoo for Tuesday, January the 8th. We have an 8-game slate for Tuesday. I'm going to go through each position, talk about some of the guys that stand out to me on this 8-game slate. And of course, I'll give my core 5 plays on DraftKings and Yahoo, 5 guys I like on both sites. Before we do get started, though, I would appreciate if you guys would drop a like on the video. It does help me out a lot, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so that way you don't miss out on any of my new videos. But we're going to start off at point guard. So at the top here, you got Russell Westbrook at 11,200. Facing the Timberwolves at home, he is the most expensive player on this slate at 11,200. Embiid is 11K. Karl-Anthony Towns is 10,500. Then you got PG, Durant, and Curry all over 10K as well. Just looking at the slate as a whole, I expect myself to be playing a lot more Joel Embiid today than Russell Westbrook, so I don't think Russell Westbrook is going to be a priority for me unless just a lot of value opens up and I can fit him in with Embiid. I really don't even like any of the expensive point guards. I like Kemba Walker. I like his matchup. At 8,800 on DraftKings, though, he's not really a priority for me, but if we go over to Yahoo, Kemba Walker is only $35 on Yahoo, and I think he is a really good play over here. When you just factor in his price tag, factor in the matchup, this is one of the more appealing games on the slate. This Hornets and Clippers game does have a 230.5 total. The Clippers are only favored by 6.5, so it should be a competitive game. We should get about 34 to 35 minutes from Kemba Walker here. Lately, his minutes have sort of been down, but that has been due to some blowouts. Against Dallas, he only played 26 minutes because they got blown out in that game. Just 27 minutes against the Magic, but they won that game by 25 points. He's been dealing with some blowouts lately. If this is a competitive game, we should get 35, like I said, 34, 35 minutes out of Kemba. And at $35 on Yahoo, you really only need about 45 points for him to be a good play at this price tag. And I think he can definitely get that. Just looking at the other guys around his price, I would much rather save the salary from Curry, from Ben Simmons. I would much rather play Kemba over a guy like De'Aaron Fox. Really like Kemba on Yahoo at point guard. On DraftKings at 8,800, I guess you could go there, but definitely not like a top play in my opinion. Devin Booker is a key injury we're going to need to watch. Right now, I expect he does not play. He had some back spasms. He got injured in their last game because of his back. It kind of spazzed up again, and he did not practice on Monday. So I would say that it's pretty likely Devin Booker is out today. I would be surprised if he plays, to be quite honest. We should know Tuesday morning if Booker's status. At least if he doesn't participate in shoot-around Tuesday morning, then he's definitely unlikely to play. If he does participate in shoot-around, there's a chance he plays, but I don't expect him to. I'm going into this slate thinking Booker's not going to play, so we're going to talk about some of the value guys I like from the Suns that we can target, which is not going to lead me to going to Devin Booker today. Even if he does play at 8,700, not a big fan of him on this slate. You could go there. It is a good spot against the Kings, but I think there are some cheaper guys at point guard I'd rather target. Going down, though, and looking at some of the cheap guys we could go to, if you're going to this mid-range, Jeff Teague has really benefited lately from Derrick Rose being out. He's been playing really well, putting up over 44 DraftKings points in 2 straight games. The minutes haven't been that high either. The Timberwolves have won both of their games by 17 plus points the last 2 games. Beat the Magic by 17 points. Beat the Lakers by 22 points. If we get a competitive game here against OKC, which I expect it is a competitive game, we should get about 32, 33 minutes from Jeff Teague. He's played a lot, or he's benefited a lot lately with D Rose being out. D Rose, I don't think is going to play today. So Jeff Teague, even with the price increase up to 6,500, I do like him quite a bit. Over on Yahoo, he's $24, and I think he's a good play over here as well. I do like Jeff Teague in the mid-range if you want to go to him. But now talking about some value plays. So going into this slate thinking Devin Booker is going to be out, that is going to open up value here with DeAnthony Melton at 4,100. I do like him quite a bit on this slate as a cheap value option. He's cheap on DraftKings at 4,100. He is minimum price on Yahoo. I think he's a good play on both sites if you want to go to him for value. The guy should see a lot more ball handling with Devin Booker unlikely to play. Should see a few more minutes as well, just more usage to go around when you take a high usage player like Devin Booker off the court. And obviously the matchup is really good at home against the Kings, a Kings team that plays very fast, is not the best defensive team. I like this game quite a bit. I think this game has a lot of appeal. Whether Booker plays or not, definitely will have a lot of players in this game, especially from the Suns side if Booker's out. And DeAnthony Melton as a cheap option is a guy that I for sure want if Devin Booker is indeed out today. Let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard now. So shooting guard, not another position where I don't really like the expensive options. Bradley Beal at 8,900 feels a little bit overpriced in my opinion. He's an okay play, but not a guy I feel like I have to have. If I were like stacking that game, or maybe if you're playing Joel Embiid and you want to play someone from the Washington side in case the game is very high scoring and competitive, obviously Bradley Beal is the guy you probably want. At 8,900 though, there might be some other guys we could go to on this slate for cheaper at shooting guard. I don't love Jimmy Butler on DraftKings, but over on Yahoo, where he's small forward and only $31, I think he's a pretty good play over here. Small forward's always a pretty bad position, so I do like Jimmy Butler quite a bit on Yahoo. On DraftKings, probably can get away from him. Bogdanovic is a guy that I want to talk about at shooting guard. I think he's a really good play on this slate, especially if Iman Shumpert is out again. Shumpert did not play on Monday. Kings are on a back-to-back. There's a chance Shumpert does not play again. And if he is out again, we should get Bogdanovic continuing to start, continuing to play big minutes. He started that last game against the Warriors, 35 minutes, 42 DraftKings points. I'd expect similar production from Bogdanovic. Obviously, a really good matchup against the Suns. So I like him quite a bit. Even with the slight price increase, he's still pretty cheap, or still underpriced in my opinion, for the upside he brings with Shumpert out. You feel a lot more safer projecting Bogdanovic for 32, 33, 34 minutes with Shumpert out. Even if Shumpert plays, I think you can still play Bogdanovic today. Should still see 30-plus minutes, or at least close to 30 minutes. But let's talk about some value here. Not really a ton stands out to me. I think if Jeremy Lamb is out today, you could take a flyer or take a shot on Nick Batum. Never know what you're going to get from this guy. The minutes should be there, though, if the game's competitive. He could get you 30 fantasy points, especially in a good spot against the Clippers, a team that does play fast and is not very good defensively. Batum is still cheap at 4,700. I don't mind him as a cheap value play. Not a guy I would go heavy on at all, but if he fits into your lineup, I think Batum is fine at 4,700. If we do get news that Jeremy Lamb's going to miss again. But I think that is it for shooting guard at this position. Moving on to small forward now. At the top here, you got Paul George and KD, both over 10K. Not really guys I'm going to be playing today. Like I said earlier, I really like Joel Embiid. He's the stud I want to pay up for, so don't see myself going to these guys. Small forward, I think, provides some good mid-range plays and potential value. So in the mid-range, I think TJ Warren at 7,100 stands out. Don't love the price increase. DraftKings did play it smart and adjusted his price in case Booker is out. He's up to 7,100. But over on Yahoo, TJ Warren is still pretty cheap, only $25. I think he's a really good play over on Yahoo, assuming Booker is out today. At 7,100 on DraftKings, I don't think he's as necessary. I still like him, but don't think he's as necessary over here, especially because we do have Josh Jackson at this position, who is really, really cheap. He's only 4,900. I expect him to be one of the highest owned value plays today, if we do get indeed news that Devin Booker is out. Jackson just benefits a lot when Booker is out, plays more minutes, sees more usage. He should be moving to the starting lineup. He did benefit a lot last game when Booker exited. Jackson played 32 minutes and put up 35 fantasy points. I would expect the same amount of minutes or even more minutes. I'd expect about 25, 30 DraftKings points. Could potentially put up more, especially in a matchup with the Kings. So Josh Jackson at 4,900, assuming Devin Booker is out like I expect him to be. Love him on DraftKings. Over on Yahoo, he's insanely cheap as well. $13, going to be a core play for me on both sides if we do get the news that Booker is out today. Like Josh Jackson all around. But that's it for small forward today, guys. I think let's go ahead and move over to power forward now. So at the top of the power forward position, not really a ton of guys here that I haven't already mentioned. I didn't talk much about Kawhi, but don't really like Kawhi today at 9,600. Even in a good spot against the Hawks. Just feels a little bit too expensive for me, especially now that Lowry is healthy. Domantas Sabonis is a guy we could go to if Myles Turner is out today, but Sabonis did see a price increase. On DraftKings at least, he's 7,400. Over on Yahoo, though, Sabonis is really nicely priced at $24. I love Sabonis today. If Myles Turner is out, he's probably going to be one of my highest owned centers, especially in a matchup with the Cavs, but we don't have that Myles Turner news right now. He's still questionable. Really don't know the status of him. It's honestly a coin flip. Looking at other power forwards, though, not really a ton stands out to me, besides the guys I've kind of already talked about. Really not a lot of value I see here either. at least just looking at this slate the night before. Not a ton really catches my eye. Like, I've been playing Jeff Green's son lately, but Otto Porter's starting to get back to his full minutes. Jeff Green's going to really take a hit with Otto Porter playing full minutes now. Really don't see any value here. Power forward, I expect myself to be playing. Obviously, Josh Jackson, you can play here. TJ Warren, I think John Collins is a bit underpriced if you want to go to him at $6,900. Those are the guys that really stand out to me. Maybe some Sabonis if Myles Turner's out. Let's go ahead and move on to center now. So at center today, obviously want to talk about Joel Embiid at the top here. $11K facing the Wizards. Just such a good spot for Joel Embiid. It was earlier this year where Embiid didn't play a ton of minutes against the Wizards, but was very effective. I'm pretty sure these teams played earlier this year, and the Wizards got absolutely blown out. Embiid only played 22 minutes against them, but still put up 42 DraftKings points in just 22 minutes. Obviously, this game has a bit of blowout concern, but if it does stay competitive, we should get big minutes out of Joel Embiid here. Should be able to dominate against a Wizards team that has just struggled all year to defend centers. Is a bad rebounding team without Dwight Howard. This is a team that you can really beat up on the glass. Great spot for Embiid. He's expensive, but I think he's worth the price tag today. On Yahoo, he's expensive as well at $52, but still think he's worth the price tag. The pricing when it comes to the studs is pretty similar on both sites when it comes to DraftKings and Yahoo. Westbrook's the most expensive, or him and Embiid and Westbrook are very close in price. On DraftKings, obviously $200 difference. On Yahoo, they're the same price. Karl-Anthony Towns is just $2 cheaper. Then you got PG at $49. I would say the big difference, talking about Yahoo, is that Curry's relatively underpriced here at $43, but still don't love him against the Knicks. Obviously, good matchup there, but a lot of blowout potential. I think that game has like an 18-point spread. Pretty likely Curry doesn't play his full minutes. Embiid's the stud I want on this slate. Think he's in a great spot. Definitely going to be playing him over Karl-Anthony Towns. It's just a little bit cheaper, but I would just rather play Embiid there. But if you don't want to pay up for Embiid, there are good mid-tier plays at center. I want to talk about Willie Cauley-Stein, specifically on DraftKings. I think he's a very good play at $6,300. Taking centers against the Suns, been doing it all year. Not really going to stop here either. Good spot for Willie Cauley-Stein. Suns have struggled all year to defend centers. DeAndre Ayton is not a good defender. And this game just has so much appeal, talking about points you expect to be scored. Should be one of the high scoring games. It should be a competitive game. At least I think it can be, especially since the Suns are playing at home here. Should get about 32, 33 minutes from Willie Cauley-Stein. And at $6,300 in this matchup with the Suns has a lot of upside to return a lot of value on this price. The only reason I don't love him as much on Yahoo, if we just look at other centers in his price range, DeAndre Ayton's only $3 cheaper. And if Booker's out, I think I want to get the $3 to try and get up to Ayton. If Myles Turner's out, you have Sabonis for $2 cheaper. So that's why I'm probably not going to be playing a ton of Willie Cauley-Stein over here. But on DraftKings at $6,300, very, very appealing at this position. But value here is pretty thin. I don't think there's really a ton of value I want to play at center. Maybe you take a flyer on Bismack Biyombo. It is a good matchup. He has been starting lately over Hernan Gomez. But at $4,500 with his price increasing, don't think he's really that great of a play. Center today, I like the mid-range, and obviously I love Embiid at the top. But yeah, guys, that's it for center, and I think that's it for the video. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully it did help you. If you enjoyed the video, just make sure you click that like button down below. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. And if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section. Or you can always hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. But yeah, guys, good luck tonight. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.